Today we're going to be looking at a cushion cover. This is my very own design, the one that quite a few of you have been waiting for. I'm so excited! Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel Kazzalistic, and hi to my new subscribers, thank you for joining me. So today we're going to be looking at this cushion cover, which is my own design. This is the first time I've actually done I did design the dress, if you remember, on the little doll that went on top of the Christmas tree for my neighbour, but I never wrote that pattern down. So this is my first proper design from scratch, out of my head, with nobody else sort of instigating it, and actually where I've written it down into a pattern. So this is a huge deal for me. I'm super excited. The feedback I've had from all my testers is that they've really enjoyed making this. In fact, some of them are now planning to make a second one, so that's pretty positive. So I'm really excited about this. My pattern is a free pattern, and it's downloadable in both UK and US terms from Ravelry. I will put the link to my Ravelry page where you can find the patterns, obviously down in the description. So it won't cost you a penny. This is a really good project for scrap busting. So what I've done, I've called this the reflection cushion. It's the reflection cross stitch cushion cover, and the reason I've called it reflection, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. I wanted something with lots of sort of purples and aubergines and sort of colours that basically fitted our living room, which is where I'll be having this cushion sit. So the equipment that you will need a 3.5mm hook. You will need a 12-inch square cushion or pillow to put inside it. You will need 3 23mm buttons. Obviously it can be whatever colour you choose. I'm just doing mine up so I can put the pillow back in. So these are my buttons. These were just some that I had in my stash. They've got little flowers on. I thought they were really pretty. So you'll need 3 of those buttons, obviously things like your yarn needle, scissors. So this is a fairly straightforward pattern. If you're a complete and utter beginner, this might be a little bit beyond you at the start. So it's sort of beginner going into intermediate, I would say, roughly. It depends how quickly you pick things up, basically. But it's a pretty simple pattern. It's worked as a flat. There's 3 pieces to the actual cushion. Obviously the front is one. They're all worked as flat pieces, working backwards and forwards, so it's fairly straightforward in that sense. And then you've got 2 pieces for the back, the top piece and the bottom piece. And the way I've laid it out in the pattern, I've actually marked the top piece and bottom piece, and I've even told you how to lay it when you crochet all the pieces together. And the pieces all crocheted together, so I've crocheted through them, as you can see there. Now I've just used cream because that's what I had the most of, but of course you could use any colour. A lot of my testers chose not to do the reflection pattern. A lot of them have just done it as solid colours, which of course you could do too, and some of them are really lovely. Esmeralda, who is Godrock's 2107, I think are the numbers, she's here on YouTube, and she actually even made her own buttons. Hers came out enormous, but she used a bigger hook and I think slightly bigger yarn. So you do need to bear in mind that if you use a bigger hook or anything heavier than a double knit weight yarn, so for those of you in the UK, double knit is pretty standard. I think it works out about a light worsted weight if you're in America. So obviously if you use a worsted weight yarn, which I know is more common, your cushion will come out slightly bigger, so you may have to buy a slightly bigger cushion to put in it. So you just need to bear that in mind. I know Esmeralda's came out a lot bigger. It looks great and the pattern still works, but so you need to just bear that in mind if you change the yarn or the hook sizes. So the yarn I've used, I don't know if you remember, but those of you that have been with me for a while, part of my Christmas gift haul from Amy, who is Amy's World of Woolly Wonders here on YouTube. I will link her channel down below. She actually sent me a pack of yarn for Christmas, and she'd suggested that I make a cushion out of it. I thought about doing granny squares and stuff like that, but I wanted something a little bit different, and the yarn inspired me. So the yarn I've used, I think Amy said it was a Norwegian type yarn. She got it from a specialist shop. It's called Garn yarn, so that's what it's called. These are all 10-gram balls, which called for a 3 to 3.5 millimeter hook. Now, the only thing is I can't tell you the colours, because on the actual balls it doesn't actually have, if I show you, there's no, wait for the camera to focus, get into focus, there we go. So you can see there's no actual colour on there. And it's got every language bar English on this on there, so you'll see there's every language under the sun, so there's not English on there, so I can't specifically say colours. I can tell you that the yarn was 100% acrylic, and they were 10-gram balls, which were equated to 18 meters per ball. With the exception of the white, I've used slightly less than 10 grams, and that's roughly what I had left. So as you can see, it doesn't take an awful lot, and that's doing both colour stripes. But the only exceptions colour-wise were the white, because you're only doing one stripe of the white in the middle. So I used half, or actually less than half of the 10-gram ball, so you'll need slightly less for the white. The only colour you'll need slightly more of is the green. So the green, you actually start with the green, and you do your starting chain, your foundation chain, and then start your starting chain, foundation row, and then you start your cross stitch. So you actually start doing 4 rows of green, and then you just do your standard cross stitch at the top. So I would say there's about 20 grams roughly of the green at the end. I actually had to use 2 different greens because I didn't quite have enough from doing the starting 4 rows. This is how much of the original green I had left, and I wasn't sure that that was going to be enough to finish the top. So I actually used, for the top, I actually changed my yarn to Mariner double knit. No great surprise, those of you who've been with me for a while know this is something that I use because it's quite cheap. And it's used shade C-067 in Emerald. And then for the back, I've also used Mariner double knit again. It was something I had a lot of in this particular colour, and the colour is 041, and it is cream. So as you can see, it's not used a full ball. I'd say about half a ball, 100-gram ball, so it's pretty good. So you start with, I can say what I want about this pattern because it's mine. It's so exciting. I haven't got to watch what I say too much. So you have a starting chain, and let me just remind myself. Sorry, I've got the pattern in front of me. It's been a while. Sorry, my head's going off camera because I'm just touching my laptop to make sure I tell you right. Yes, I was right. The only trouble when you've written it down. I've moved on to other projects since then, so my brain's a little bit rusty. So you have a starting chain, you do a foundation row of single crochets, and then you start the cross stitch. So basically you need to know chain, single crochet, this is in US terms, or double crochet in UK terms, and the cross stitch, which is using double crochets in US terms or trebles in UK terms. And basically to do a cross stitch, you skip a stitch, you double crochet, this is in US terms or treble in UK terms, into the stitch after, and then the next stitch you go back into the missed stitch and do a double or a treble, and then you work along like that. So it's a really simple pattern. The back of the cushion is all worked in US doubles or UK trebles, just straightforward working backwards and forwards. The only exception is where the buttonholes are. I'll just undo it and show you. So the buttonholes, you basically have a chain at one point, you chain in 3 different places. I do tell you where to do that, and then the following row, when you get to the chain, you work the same amount of stitches using the last 3 or 4 rows, I think it was. For the bottom and the top here, I've done in single crochet. That's US terms or doubles if you're in the UK, but you just single crochet into the chains. So it's really, really simple. I do tell you how to do it. Testers didn't have too much problem. The UK pattern had one mistake in it, but that's because I'd converted it from US terminology and I just missed one place where I'd got double crochet and it should have said treble for UK terms, and that was pretty much mainly the only mistake I really had. I had a couple of questions, so hopefully I've tweaked the pattern to sort it out. So it's a really simple pattern, and basically to construct it, you lay the pieces as I instruct in the pattern. I'm not going to go into too much detail on camera. You lay them. You need to know what your right side and wrong side. It doesn't matter too much with this pattern, so it's pretty forgiving in that respect. You lay all your right sides facing together in a particular order. I do explain that in the pattern, and then you basically single crochet all the way through the stitches, and I tell you how many stitches to put down the side, and then turn it inside out and sew your buttons on. So it is really, really simple pattern. Some of my testers got this done within about 24 hours. So if you are, a fairly quick crochet, you can get this done fairly quick. Some of my testers took about a week. Obviously, a lot of them had children. So it is a fairly quick pattern, just depending on how much you work on it. For me, it took about 3 days. I'd made most of it, and then I decided I really liked it and wanted to make it into a formal pattern. So I had to kind of go back and across. So my back actually has an extra stitch across the back because I miscalculated. Maths was never my strong point at school. My mum can vouch for that. So my back has one extra stitch to the pattern, which I did correct in the pattern. But it's pretty forgiving, so I'm not overly worried about that. So I did block it, but it sprung back a little bit. But there we go. So what do you think? Do a little close up so you can see the cross stitches. I think it's come up lovely. I'm really pleased with it. I've had really good feedback, so I'm hoping that you're all going to enjoy doing that. I just want to say a special thank you to all the people that volunteered to do testing and for doing it so very quickly. I'm enormously grateful to you because you guys did pick up on mistakes that were in the pattern. So I just want to say a special thank you to Juliet, to Lucy, to Nicole, to Esmeralda, to Katrina, Cheryl, Brittany and Pearl. So I just want to thank you ladies for offering to test the pattern for me, and for making such beautiful designs. They've all done different colourways, all look different and absolutely beautiful. So if you want to see some of what they've made, some of them have uploaded pictures onto my Kazzalistic Facebook group. Link for that is down in the description. So Lucy, if you're watching this, you can now share yours on camera. Basically, just for the colours, if you want to copy my design, you basically need a white, a beige, a sort of fuchsia brighter pink, burgundy, sort of a lilac-y purple colour, purple, navy, a grey blue, an aqua green and a green. And obviously cream or whatever colour you choose to have a back. You don't have to have cream. I've just done it to fit in with home decor, so whichever way round it will fit in with our home decor, because we've actually got burgundy, sort of burgundy purple, well more purple actually, aubergine curtains in here. So this will fit, and we've got cream walls, so as you can tell behind me, so obviously that works either way. Yeah. So hopefully I've explained that enough. If any of you got questions, then obviously you can contact me on here through the comments section, or you can contact me direct through the Facebook group. The easiest 2 ways to get hold of me. If you've got any questions or something you don't understand the pattern, I will do my best to help you. So don't forget, it is a free download on Ravelry. So that's it. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. I really, really hope that you guys will enjoy making it. And if you do make your cushions, please share them on Ravelry or on my Facebook group or Facebook page. I would love to see what you make. I've been so excited seeing what the testers have created and how different they've all been. It's been really wonderful to see. So this has been a goal of mine. I actually didn't think I was going to achieve this goal a few weeks ago. It was part of my craft goals to write my own pattern. I must admit, back in June I didn't actually think I was going to achieve that, and then suddenly I got inspired and it's done. So I'm quite chuffed, because that means one of my craft goals is now complete, and I get to share it with you guys. So it's kind of benefiting us all, so isn't that wonderful? So I'm really, really pleased, and I really, really do hope that you like the pattern. So that's it for the craft section. Life update, there's not an awful lot to tell you since the weekend, really. It's been quite quiet. I was a little unwell on Sunday, I had a bit of a dodgy stomach, but apart from that, all is good in my world. I'm off out, I'm recording this on Tuesday, so I'm off out a little while later to get some new tyres on my car, as a couple of them need replacing. Yeah, and I don't really think, I've had a parcel from the lovely Katrina. That's Katrina from Katrina's Creations. I did link her in one of my recent videos, so there will be a haul video coming up at some point. I'm not sure if it's going to be the next video or quite what I'm going to do. I'm not too sure what my next video is going to be. I'm really undecided. I was working on a project that I absolutely love, using some of the yarn that Pearl very kindly sent me, and I've run out. So I put a plea out to see if anyone had got any, and so far it's been unsuccessful. I was double stranding the project, and I've run out of use 500 gram balls. So I'm thinking it has come out bigger than the tension said. It's come out 2 sizes bigger than I was planning for. So I think what I'm going to have to do is pull it back and alter it very slightly. But you'll see what I mean when I've actually finished it. So depending on whether I frog that back and get that finished this week, will depend on whether that's the next thing you see, or that might be next week. I'm not too sure. I've had lots of you say that you'd like to see the books that Jan sent me. So I just need to sort through them and get organised and show some of you. I'm not going to go into huge depth of them. I will just sort of show you the front cover, give you the name and the details, and sort of the main pictures of what's inside. I'm not going to go into the patterns and stuff, because obviously that will be copyrighted. So that may be an upcoming video as well, once I get myself sorted. Yeah, so there's lots of interesting things coming, hopefully. Yeah, so that's it. I have nothing else to report, really. So it's all been quiet in my little world, which is good. And I even bought my first Christmas present today. It's August and we think about Christmas. That's scary, isn't it? But it'll be here before we know it. And I still haven't worked out what I'm going to do for the Christmas sort of month of December for you guys. I've got to start planning for that as well. It's scary when you think about August, and it's you think about Christmas when it's only August, but it's very dreary here today in Suffolk. It's very overcast, and we've got rain and thunderstorms forecast for later today. We've still got the scaffolding up. There's no work being done at the moment. We think it's finished, but they still haven't taken the scaffolding down. So hence why it's a bit darker, hence why we've got shadows again. Unfortunately, I can't help what's stuck outside the window. Very annoying. So hopefully you've been able to see this okay. I was worried about putting the craft light on, because I've noticed it tends to wash the colours out. So hopefully you've been able to see all that okay. So that's it. So I hope you're all well wherever you are in the world. I know I've got viewers from all over the world. It's really exciting, isn't it, to know that you've got people that, yeah, get to know people from all over the world. It's amazing that just by talking to a camera that we can do that. It's amazing, isn't it? yeah, so I hope you're all well wherever you are, and you're enjoying your projects, whatever you're working on. Don't forget to you can share projects you're working on to the Facebook group, and it is a very good place to make friends and get to know not only other people that watch the channel, but other YouTubers as well. I've got quite a few ladies who are also YouTubers, and we all support each other in our group. So do pop in and sort of have a look, because there's a lot of sharing of projects, not all related to my channel, just things that people are working on, and it does give you lots of inspiration. Got some very talented people in the group, so do come along and join us. It's a wonderful place to get to know everybody, not just me. So that's it for today. Remember, until next time, to stay well, happy crafting. Until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy the pattern. Bye.